especially if you got Michael Vick as your quarterback. Not only that, Philly had 3 fumbles.
Yeah,
lost.
I'm looking at the facts right
They
here.
had 4 fumbles, 3 of them they lost.
And Alex Smith had a really good game last night. 22 out of 35. He threw for 273 yards.
No touchdowns, no interceptions, but he didn't, and they had no turnovers. Kansas City, 3rd game in a row. Michael Vick was 13 of 30 for 201 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Ball game.
Michael Vick was really off last night. His passing was not very effective. Those 2 INTs were very, very costly. But here's a big factor, Jeff. 5 turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at 5 turnovers.
5 turnovers.
And the old rule is that if you turn the ball over 3 or more times, you're going to automatically lose the game. And that really hurt the Eagles all night. But I have the biggest question I ask you and ask everybody listening in, and even Gio. Andy Reid going back to Philadelphia. That was something I was kind of thinking about yesterday before the show started. I said, wow, I was like thinking, how is he going to be received? And I heard he got a very big standing ovation from the Philadelphia Eagle fans.
Yeah, what they did was the fans were really nice about Andy Reid, and then at halftime, from what I understand, is they did Dante Culpepper. Or no, Donovan McNabb. I'm sorry. Donovan McNabb, they put him on the Ring of Honor up there, or retired his jersey or whatever the hell they did. And from what I understand, it was really cool. I didn't get to see it because it was on the NFL Network, you jackasses.
Yeah, Donovan McNabb, this is another topic. They retired as number 5 in a halftime ceremony that was notable for how upbeat it was. And Jeff, of course, didn't see it. I didn't see it because I had to work last night.
Oh, poor
but a big emotional tribute for Donovan McNabb, a guy who really kind of changed that Philadelphia Eagles team around. You got to remember he took them to the Super Bowl in 2004, only to lose to New England 24-21. And of course, keep in mind, he was the number 2 pick in 1999, Andy Reid's first season as coach of the Eagles. After 11 years, Reid traded McNabb to Washington for draft picks on Easter Sunday in 2010. He played 1 season in Washington, part of the 2011 season in Minnesota. McNabb officially announced his retirement over the summer. And then he has also, remember, he was a bastard candidate, by the way, people, because he did say, I should automatically deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. And Jeff, you know how you were about that, saying, look, you can't be saying that. You got a long way to go before you're voted into the Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio.
All the NFL exclusive games should be on all networks. I agree. What this freaking NFL network crap, I don't get to see the game, is a bunch of bull. How many people are you alienating by putting that game on the NFL network, you jackasses? They don't think.
They don't think, and they don't get the whole concept about it, because when we talked about this last year, this was the first year they decided to do games where they would go from week 2, actually from week 1 to like week 15. So it's like some people can't afford the money to have the NFL network.
Yeah,
which is just pointless.
Yeah, and then the NFL expects, if you get thrown out of a game, to spend $75 or $100 for a 4-hour online course to go back to the stadium. Yeah, lots of luck on that one.
I know if whoever gets to be commissioner after Roger Goodell, there'll be some rules that'll be changing.
I want that gig.
Because all he wants to do is make this like the National Flag Football League, because he's so tough on hits.
While we're talking NFL talk, I wanted to let everybody know the 49ers. Aldon Smith out on bail after his arrest for DUI. San Francisco 49ers All-Pro linebacker Aldon Smith was released from jail Friday after his pickup truck apparently struck a tree, and he was arrested on suspicion of driving under the influence and marijuana possession, authorities said. Smith later took to the practice field with his teammates on Friday afternoon at the team headquarters in Santa Clara. He's scheduled to appear in court on November 4th. It is not clear whether Smith will play Sunday for the Niners when they host the Indianapolis Colts at Candlestick Park. The team released a statement Friday regarding Smith shortly after his arrest. The 49ers organization is aware of the matter involving Aldon Smith, As we continue to gather information regarding this situation, we will have no further comment, the team said. Smith, 23, posted $5,250 bail. $5,250. I like to know how these freaking people come up with the amount for this crap. $5,250. What the hell? Why didn't you make it $5,252? Bail, and was released from the Santa Clara Court jail late Friday morning, just hours after he was taken into custody by police responding to a single vehicle crash that involved his truck in San Jose. Santa Clara County Sheriff Sergeant Curtis Stenderup said, San Jose police arrested Smith after officers received a call from a resident about the crash in the city's Silver Creek area around 7 a.m. Officers proceeded to give Smith breath and other tests after his pickup apparently struck a tree, hit a curb, and left streak marks on a driveway and sidewalk. They conducted an investigation and determined he was under the influence. Randall said about Smith, he was the only person inside the vehicle. That's because the bitch that he was probably with took off. The linebacker who played in the first Pro Bowl and helped the Niners appear in the Super Bowl last season was also arrested on suspicion of drunken driving in Miami Beach in January of 2012. Smith, who turns 24 on Wednesday, has also been named in a lawsuit by a Northern Californian man who said he was shot during a party at Smith's house. What the hell's going on with this guy?
Guy is acting really crazy, yes. Look at all of that history that he's had. January 2012, he was arrested in Miami.
Is that nuts or what?
And then June of 2012, he stabbed during a party at his house.
That's just a little taste of the article, man. There's still plenty more of it to go. And I'll tell you what, you want to find this article? I will put this article up on SportsWorldRadio.info. That's right, SportsWorldRadio.info. And you want to know something about SportsWorldRadio.info? You can go over there and become a free member. And once you become a member for free, you too can put up your own sports stories that you think are cool on the site. How great is that, dude?
That's awesome.
That's cool, right? Anybody that joins for free has the opportunity to put their own sports stories on the site, whether it be NFL, NHL, NBA, MLB, PGA, boxings. There's categories for a whole bunch of them. You find a cool story on the internet, you want to post it on SportsWorldRadio.info and you're a member, go right ahead. It's free. So head on over there right now and sign up. SportsWorldRadio.info.
Yeah, and you ready to head to an update?
Yeah, we're going to head right into an update. This update is brought to you by BuyHuntingEquipment.com. That's right. For all your camping, fishing, hiking gear, and climbing gear, head on over to BuyHuntingEquipment.com. That's BuyHuntingEquipment.com. Take it away, Sean Mann, with the only update of the day.
Thanks, Jeff, and everybody listening in on Sports World Radio on this Friday, September 20th, 2013. We have reached the bottom of the hour. It is 7:31 p.m. on the East Coast, which makes it 4:31 p.m. on the West. And here we go. Let's start with Major League Baseball. As everybody knows, we've already got just about a week left to go. We know how quick this season has gone. It's been unbelievable with how fast it's gone. Let's get into the games. Big game in the American League. Bottom of the second inning, the Houston Astros have a 1-0 lead against the Cleveland Indians. As all of you know, Cleveland is in a tight battle with a bunch of teams in the American League wild card. Because you have to all know, there are 2 spots available for the American League wild card. The Indians have the bases loaded. They are down 1-0. They need to win this game. Otherwise, Houston could go in there and play some spoiler. Another team that could very well play spoiler, and that would be the San Francisco Giants. They're playing interleague play action tonight, and they're playing against the New York Yankees. As everybody knows, the Yankees have lost 2 out of 3 against Toronto. They have really been struggling of late. Their chances of making the playoffs, not so good. They will need to make an absolute miracle for things to turn around and go their way just to get in. But time is starting to fade for the Yankees as they know that they've got 3 pivotal games against San Francisco and then a huge series coming up against the Tampa Bay Rays. The bottom of the first inning down in Detroit, Michigan, the Detroit Tigers have a 2-1 lead against the Chicago White Sox. Detroit wanting to make sure that they keep up the American League Central. It looks like they're very well on their way to doing that as Cleveland and Kansas City hanging in there, but very slightly as the Tigers have that division in good shape. They're up 2-1. A team that has clinched the playoffs, and that would be the Boston Red Sox. They won the game last night against Baltimore 3-1 to get back and return to the playoffs for the first time since 2009. It had been a long 2 years for the Red Sox after what had been a very rough situation. They had suffered the worst collapse in Major League Baseball history in September of 2011. They had to deal with Bobby Valentine as their manager. And then, of course, he was fired the day after they had just had a disastrous 2012 season. What a difference a year makes as the Red Sox a win tonight, and they will clinch the American League East division. And then they would be focusing primarily on the American League home field advantage throughout the playoffs. The Tampa Bay Rays, they lead 2-0 against the Baltimore Orioles. Big game for both teams. Both teams battling that out for the American League wild card. Other games, the Texas Rangers, they're taking on the Kansas City Royals. You can't rule out the Royals as well because Kansas City has found some way to still hang in this thing. Texas is still there too, so they're battling it out with Tampa Bay, Baltimore, Cleveland, all those teams that I've just mentioned. Late games we got coming up, Seattle Mariners against the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. And the other game, the Minnesota Twins are at the Oakland Athletics. The A's looking like they're the team that will represent the American League West Division because they pretty much have wrapped that up after they have swept 3 big games in Texas last weekend. All right, let's switch over to the National League real quickly. The Miami Marlins at the Washington Nationals. When we all thought that the Nationals were pretty much done, they have found a way to still hang in there. They're only 5 games back of the Pittsburgh Pirates and Cardinals and Reds for one of the National League wildcard spots. They need to win their game and do a lot of scoreboard watching. The New York Mets, they lead the Philadelphia Phillies 3-0. Speaking of the Pittsburgh Pirates, they are playing in action right now. It is the bottom of the second inning. They lead 2-1 against the Cincinnati Reds. The St. Louis Cardinals are at the Milwaukee Brewers. St. Louis is trying to hang on and take the National League Central Division. As I tell you, it is a 3-team race between the Cardinals, Pirates, and Reds. Anything can happen with 9 games left to go in the regular season. The Atlanta Braves, it looks like they're very close to getting the National League East Division title taken care of. They need one more game. They won this afternoon 9-5 against the Chicago Cubs. The St. Louis Cardinals at the Brewers. Arizona Diamondbacks at the Colorado Rockies, and the team, congratulations to the Los Angeles Dodgers. They are the National League West Division champions. They take on the Padres. And, of course, the Diamondbacks are at the Rockies. Arizona likely to be out of playoff contention. In the NFL, as you all know, the Kansas City Chiefs, they're 3-0. They take the game 26-16 last night. For your Sports World Radio update, I'm Sean Mann, co-host, update man. Back to you, Jeff Eskow, host of Sports World Radio.
All right, that update was brought to you by BuyHuntingEquipment.com. For all your camping, fishing, hiking gear, and climbing gear, head on over to BuyHuntingEquipment.com. That's BuyHuntingEquipment.com. All right, welcome back to the show. I just posted that article that we were talking about before we went to break. The article on what the charges for the 49ers linebacker Smith facing DUI and all that. That article is now up on SportsWorldRadio.info. See how long it took me to put that up? As long as his update went. Ding, done. One post up. It's easy, kids. Head on over to SportsWorldRadio.com and become a member. Just hit the subscribe button, become a member, and boom. You'll put your own articles up there. So if you got like a baseball team and all that, you can put it on the site. Hey. All right. What's your next topic there, young man?
Okay, Jeff, the next topic we're going to get to, we're going to tell everybody what's going on with the standings. As everybody knows, this is the fun part. We've already got The second week complete just about. There's the last week next week.